Thank you, Presiding Officer. And I'm actually proud to speak in support of the Scottish Government motion and to welcome this publication of the first annual statement on gender policy coherence. This is a long overdue step that starts holding us accountable to the promises that we've made to women and girls in Scotland. The National Advisory Council on Women and Girls has given us clear direction, and their recommendations are rooted in real-world experience. Improve our public sector equality duty, gather better intersectional data, tackle workplace inequality, shift public attitudes, and critically embed intersectional gender budgeting into how we do government. And that is what I'm going to focus my remarks on today, is gender budgeting, because how we spend money is how we show our priorities. Because let's be honest, in Scotland, like many other countries, we've benefited off the backs of women's unpaid care for generations, and it's women who have mostly raised the kids, cared for elderly parents, supported disabled family members, run the school fundraisers, managed the house and kept things afloat in a crisis. And what have they mostly got in return? Pension gaps, poverty, burnout and oftentimes stigma, especially if they're doing it alone. The irony. Instead of valuing unpaid care as the essential work that it is, we've treated it often like it's a personal lifestyle choice, something to be quietly admired, maybe, but not something to properly fund or support. And in far too many cases, it's even been used against women as a reason to say that they didn't work hard enough, didn't contribute enough and didn't earn enough to deserve financial security in later life. And that really has to change. And the way we change it is by building that recognition directly into our systems. And that's what gender budgeting is all about. And that's why the National Advisory Council on Women and Girls is right to keep pushing for it. And I want to thank the Scottish Women's Budget Group for their briefing and their brilliant long-standing work on this. They've shown us clearly how budgets aren't neutral, they're political. And if we don't apply a gender lens, we end up with the same old story of services designed for a world that doesn't exist, where women are expected to pick up the slack. Now, we need to turn that on its head. Women still carry the weight of unpaid care and underpaid care in this country. They take time out of work to raise children, and they often reduce hours to support relatives. And they often retire with not enough contributions for a full pension, and yet they're the ones holding families, communities and even whole sectors like health and social care together. And while they're doing all that, they're still made to feel like they should be doing more, or doing it with less, or doing it more quietly. We should not be interested in quiet gratitude. I'm interested in structural change. I want a Scotland that builds fairness into its foundations, and that starts with how we raise and spend our money. The Scottish Government has made great progress: free childcare, the Scottish Child Payment and many more initiatives like Carers Allowance Supplement and, of course, lifting the two-child cap. They are great examples of what happens when we centre fairness and compassion in our budgets. And these policies are lifting families out of poverty and recognising the value of care. Gender budgeting shouldn't be optional, it should be law. We shouldn't still be seeing local authorities pass budgets with no proper equality impact assessments, and we can't keep saying we care about fairness while still making decisions that disadvantage the very people doing the caring. This isn't just a women's issue, it's about children, disabled people, low-income families and future generations. When we budget for women, we're budgeting for a fairer, more equal Scotland for everyone. Presiding Officer, women have done the heavy lifting for far too long. It's time we lifted the burden from them and shared the power. And I look forward to seeing the progress made next year when we gather to debate this again. Thank you very much.